Yasu Malagedo. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. I hate Joe Budden. Ladies and gentlemen, just picture a time in the early thousands where hip-hop was still good. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still good today. We still have a lot of great artists. I'm looking forward to listening to the new J. Cole album today, and Kendrick Lamar and Drake will probably drop something sometime this year. Who knows? Fucking COVID. But it was a weird time in the sense where it was still good and mumble rap really didn't come in there. And I just want to say this too, like mumble rap, I really don't give a shit about. I mean, in many ways, there's been mumble rap for many years. I don't know why we're categorizing certain people in it, and as long as it sounds good, I'll listen to it. I don't give a shit. Sometimes I just want a good beat. Sometimes I just want good rap. Sometimes I want both. And if you're an artist out there that can somehow combine both of them together, it's a great combination. And Joe Budden was one of these guys. He came out with the self-titled album, Joe Budden, and had big hits like Pump It Up and Fire. Pump It Up, you couldn't go anywhere without hearing that song. I think it was part of the Fast and Furious movie there, whatever. And then, I don't know, how many fucking movies have they made? 10 or something? I don't know. They're going to fucking be riding station wagon soon. And the track Fire, featuring Busta Rhymes, one of my favorite MCs of all time. You know, kind of had like a techno kind of beat to it, whatever. You know, Just Blaze did a great job with that. And he showed a very promising future. And then 6 years went by until he came out with his next album. And for many years, I just couldn't understand this. I mean, how does a guy have a number one album, you know, great singles, you know, seems like a cool dude, go without another album for 6 years? Now, a lot of it was blamed on Jay-Z for some reason. He thought that, you know, Jay-Z was focusing more on the newer artists at Def Jam more than the older artists. I don't agree with that, by the way. I think Jay-Z's awesome. I'm not kissing ass or nothing. I just think Jay-Z's a smarter dude than that. Jay-Z wants to give everybody their opportunity, and, you know, the proof is in the pudding. But then over the years, and you see Joe Budden and all his antics, you know, online and, you know, through his podcast and all these interviews, and he just comes across as just a complete asshole. I mean, you know, I can't stand people that are given a golden opportunity in every aspect of this business and they just piss it away. I think he had a great thing on the Complex show that he did with him and the millennial there. What the fuck's his name? The DJ Academics, whatever. You know, it was a new school versus an old school thing, back and forth they had. I thought it was great. Then he fucked that up. He wanted more money or something. I don't know. Then he went to Revolt TV. He did his own show for a while there. That's gone. Then he did his own podcast. And recently I found out that he, you know, fired the one guy, you know. He worked with a black guy and a white guy. And then he fired the white guy. I don't know. Can a white guy actually use the race card in this situation? I don't know. Who knows? But, I mean, you know, he fired him live on the air. Now, apparently this guy was supposed to be under contract. He didn't show up or something. But, I mean, to fire a guy on the air is really bad. And he knows he fucked up, you know, because I think the video was offline after an hour or something like that. So I don't know. I mean, it just, like, I've worked with angry people that are just naturally angry in real life, and, you know, as opposed to fake life. And they're just impossible to please. You can't, and Joe Budden just seems like one of these guys. It's either his way or no way. You know, nothing just seems to work out for him. I don't know. It's just, I mean, is it his fault? A lot of it, you know, is it just the industry? You know, they're not respecting his wishes. I don't know. I mean, but, you know, when bad things happen to you, like if something bad happens to you once or maybe twice, you're like, oh shit, okay, maybe it's not my fault. But then you think to yourself, like, yeah, if it happens like, you know, multiple times after that, like, there's got to be something wrong with you personally. So again, I don't know this guy personally. All I know is that I've seen this guy get angry in interviews, and his skin literally turns red. And that's when you can tell when someone is just built with anger. I mean, you know, like it looks like a, you know, like a huge fucking tomato about to burst. You know, remember that movie, the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes? I'm just saying, you know, but it's crazy, man. Like, it's really fucking crazy. Like, it just pisses me off, and I'm already pissed off today at other shit. So I figured, fuck it, I'm gonna make a podcast about this Malaka, and you know, let's find out what the fuck happened here, okay? Because again, I don't know why someone is given multiple chances in life and just keeps on fucking up, you know? Maybe it's one of those situations where, you know, you fuck up so many times and you're just branded as the bad guy that you just become the bad guy. Like, you're just, that's all you know. And that's what you're just used to. Who knows? Who knows? He came out with an album called Padded Room. The point is, let's just go on Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia here, and find out more information about this guy, okay? Because I only know this guy for a couple songs, and I don't know, the other song he did, what was it, back in the day? Ironically, it's called Focus. I don't think he's had any focus on his career, you know? When you focus, man, okay. Joseph Anthony Budden II. Either that or it's a sequel. Born August 31st, 1980, is an American broadcaster, cultural critic, media personality, and former rapper. He first gained recognition as a rapper with his 2003 top 40 single, Pump It Up, and as a member of the hip-hop supergroup Slaughterhouse, which, as a side note, which is another thing he completely fucked up. Again, don't bite the hand that feeds you, but we'll get more into that in a little bit. In 2018, he retired from rap, like anybody noticed, and found success as a broadcaster, having a much publicized run as a co-host on Everyday Struggle for Complex. That was the name of the fucking show. Okay. It was good, they had the, what was it, the one woman there, Tedesca? I think I said that right. Very beautiful woman. And with the millennial there. Oh, by the way, I'm saying millennial, guys. I'm fucking around here. If you want to cancel me here, I'm gonna grab my testes right now. All right, cancel this. But sorry for showing my Italian so late in the week. But anyways, yeah, I'm a millennial too technically, but I don't know. You know what I mean? So. You had a good thing there. Back and forth, okay? Old school versus new school. I thought this was fucking great. I was going to wait to talk about this. Fuck it. Let's just talk about it now. I'm pissed off like Joe Budden, so let's fucking do this. They had such a good thing on that show. I enjoyed waking up every day actually listening to this show. Actually watching it on YouTube, whatever the fuck, because that's what we all do nowadays. We wake up, YouTube, Remember we used to wake up and, take a long shit. And I mean, most of us still do that, but... we used to listen to the radio, commercials, fuck it. Now we go on YouTube and, now we watch videos and there's tons of commercials. I'm going to get into that someday too. Too many fucking commercials. Fuck, man. Fucking shit, fuck. The point is, okay, they had such a good dynamic here. They really did. I'm not trying to be a smart ass here. They really did. Joe Budden, all his experience in the industry so far up to this point, mid-thousands they started this shit. Online here, then obviously went to YouTube, and then the DJ Academics, which I'm going to be honest with you, to this day, I still have no idea if this guy's an actual DJ or not. He speaks for that whole millennial group when it comes to the new hip-hop, I guess. I don't know, I've seen him online talk about shit. He says he knows shit. Personally, I've never seen a person with chubbier cheeks and that has his eyes, nose, and mouth closer together on his face. Okay, I got nothing against the guy. I'm just saying. He's calling people fat by a mirror. Now, back and forth they'd always go, okay? Obviously he's more the new school, he's more lenient, whatever. Joe Budden calls it as he sees it. I get that, okay? And they had a great fucking thing going there. I remember the one segment they had with Little Yachty there, and he's promoting his album coming up, the fuck was it called? Not the Teenage Emotions, there you go. And it's a decent album. He did a one song with that girl there. I forgot her name. Running with a Ghost or some shit. And that should have been a single. Again, this is a time for another day. If there's any rappers out there, you want me to listen to your album, okay? I will tell you what single sells. That's a huge problem with rappers today. I don't think they have any idea what singles can actually sell. But again, story for another time. The point is, he's just there just to promote his album. And at one point, Joe Budden just goes all in. You could tell he's fucking pissed off. He, throws his head. Whoa! Yeah! We're doing this. So, same voice. He still got it for 20 years. So, he's just telling him, why'd you name the album this? You don't know you're in a 360 deal. Just ripping on him for no fucking reason. First of all, I just want to say this. Little Yachty, okay? I don't believe his age, okay? He looks like he's fucking 35, okay? Something's not right there, okay? But, Little Yachty, he's a good little artist. There we go. You see what I did there? So, again, he's ripping on for no fucking reason. The guy's there just to promote his album, and he's all angry. And at one point, it goes, it goes into a bad direction. Little guy's just, there, sipping his water, and I'm assuming it's water. I don't know. He says he doesn't do drugs or he just eats pizza all day. God bless him. Sounds like a great guy. But at one point, he just stops Joe Budden, and he's like, "My brother, chill." Now, keep in mind, he didn't say the word brother. He said, I want to keep working as long as I can. But, that's it, he's just there to have fun and promote. Like, Joe Budden just, I don't know, he just creates all this very, very negative energy. I don't know what it is. Like, I get it, it's one of those things where, if you don't believe a person, but and for certain cases, I would back you up, but again, Little Guy's just there to promote his album, and that's it. It's just a simple little thing. That's it, just relax. And then at one point, I think they were, talking about new contracts, renegotiating terms, whatever, and of course, it's just, it goes south. He doesn't get the money he deserves. Which again, I don't know what happened there. I mean, who knows? Who knows how much Complex actually pays? Who knows? I mean, hopefully they pay more than cable or HBO, Showtime. Who the fuck knows? But and we all know that it's there's a price to pay for those shows because you're getting uncensored and it's paid cable. It's not like NBC and stuff like that. So I get it. But I don't think Complex knew what they had there with that show. I think it was a really good dynamic for both these guys. I think they fucked up big time. And that's, where Joe Budden's probably like, you know what? I'm just going to get more pissed off. I'm just going to do my own thing. And, it is what it is. But anyways, like I was saying here, he said he currently hosts the Joe Budden podcast, released twice a week through Spotify and YouTube. Which I don't know how the fuck's that possible. Usually Spotify owns their shit. I mean, that's how they bought the whole Joe Rogan thing. I guess you could see old shows on there, but I don't know. Like, again, guys, I don't know how the fuck the internet works. But anyways, and State of the Culture on Revolt. See, again, I didn't even know that show was still on. I remember seeing it like months ago. With Remy Ma. Again, another beautiful woman. Papoose, please don't kick my ass. But all I'm saying is, the guy knows how to voice his opinion. I mean, he really, I'll give him that, but he just comes across as very angry. And let me say something else too, if you don't mind. On Revolt TV here, the State of the Culture, that show, like, I've seen the way they start the show there and like the intros and all that, and I I don't know. I don't think that's Joe Budden. I got to be honest with you. I know the way he presents himself, like, hey, here's the state of the culture. You know, like he puts on the kind of a weird persona. That's not him, man. That's not you. That's not the Joe Budden I've learned to hate. I don't like that. No, I don't. Not a good format. Not good. The way they did it on Complex, way better. That's Joe Budden. Okay, I don't know what the fuck this Revolt shit is. I mean, I know what it is. The station. I'm just saying the actual show, state of the culture. Nothing. Then it says here he has been described as Howard Stern of hip hop. Well, let me tell you something. I've been listening to Howard Stern since probably 96, 97. He's no Howard Stern. No. First of all, Howard Stern has had the same job for quite a long time. Okay, so that there alone it doesn't prove shit. I love how people are just like edgy in life, you know, and they just say, "Oh, yeah, he's the Howard Stern. She's the new Howard Stern." It's like, fuck off. First of all, there's only one Howard Stern. Okay, you're not gonna become a new guy or new girl, whatever. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I mean, just because you speak your mind and you say one bad thing, you're not Howard Stern. Okay, that guy struggled lots in his life. He's been doing it forever, and he's earned the right to say what he wants and be uncensored. I'll talk about Howard Stern one day. Again, another time, guys. I only have so much time. You know, Jesus during COVID and fighting viruses and oh fuck me. I mean, we're all bored, guys. We're all just looking for that next podcast and video and that next thing to get pissed off at, and maybe I'm a little pissed off at that too. And you know, fucking Ford doesn't know what the fuck he's doing in Toronto. Jesus Christ, I don't know. He's got a lot of daughters. The point is that he is no Howard Stern. Okay, he speaks his mind. I'll give him that. But he's no Howard Stern. No. Budden was born to Joseph Budden and Faye Sutherland on August 31st, 1980, in Spanish Harlem in New York City. Now that is a tough fucking place to grow up, especially during the 80s, okay? I'm from Toronto and even I fucking know that, so I'd be pissed off too. He moved to Jersey City, New Jersey, at the age of 13 with his mother and older brother, where he attended Lincoln High School. Budden's father was absent from his life during his childhood, a subject he would later address in his music. Okay, so there you go. Who's not going to be fucking pissed off that their father left? Okay? All right, and on top of that, you're in New Jersey. Okay, now I got nothing bad to say about New Jersey. Okay, I hear it's a nice place. That's where the Sopranos were taped. When I went to New York one time, or Connecticut, New York, whatever, I found out that the deli shop there was not actual. It was just all fictional. It was just built for the set. People were pissed off in the area too. I'm getting sidetracked here, but all I'm saying is that people from New Jersey are some tough motherfuckers. Okay, and they got to put up with a lot of shit too. Budden was a troubled youth and sent to Laurenburg Institute, a boarding school in North Carolina, and the plot thickens, where he began to hone his skills as a rapper after returning to New Jersey. He began experimenting with drugs, developing an addiction to angel dust. Oh, fuck me. Well, angel dust, if you guys don't know, is a very highly addicted drug. If you watch that one scene in Friday, you get an idea how stupid you can act. And it basically just takes over. So, not good. After an emotional confrontation with his mother, Budden voluntarily went into rehab on July 3rd, 1997. In exchange for him being allowed to attend his senior prom, Budden did not earn his diploma and fathered a child with an older woman by the age of 20. With his son on the way, Budden began taking music more seriously. In 2001, he teamed up with producer Dub B, also known as White Boy, I'm assuming he's white, and began releasing his first mixtapes and demos, one of which ended up in the hands of Hot 97 radio host and Desert Storm Records label head DJ Clue. Clue. Clubinati, what? I couldn't hear a fucking song in the late 90s, early thousands with that on it. And I didn't mind. If it was his song, cool. If it wasn't, I prefer the original. I'm just being honest. But DJ Clue, at that time, is a good person to have in your corner. So, obviously, he had trouble growing up. Who didn't? But at the same time, yeah, a lot of us don't have to go to a boarding school. A lot of us don't have to put up with a father just disappearing, and not having that strong father figure in your life sucks. Okay? And, yeah. You know, it's just, it sucks. You know, and you got to take your rage out on something. And then at one point, you got to take drugs and, you know, just zone out. So I get it. You know, I understand. I'm not saying I've done heavy drugs. I've only smoked weed, and I tried hash a couple times. I don't know. The high hits you too quick. I don't like it. The first time I did it, it was like smoking a chocolate bar. I even told my buddy, I'm like, did you have a crispy crunch before you gave me this? Or okay, but yeah, you know, things happen. Budden quickly became a mixtape fixture and secured a major label deal with Def Jam Records in 2002. He first gained attention through the promotional single Focus, which spent 17 weeks on the US Billboard Hot R&B Hip Hop Song chart, peaking at number 43. I like this song. I know I've made fun of it at least 3 times this podcast, but I actually like that song. It's actually one of my favorite songs by Joe Budden. The remix is even better. That's got the old Cool J on it. I can't seem to find it for some reason. I don't know why. But good song too. On May 8th, 2003, Budden released Pump It Up as the lead single for his upcoming album. The song, produced by Just Blaze, was commercial success and charted at number 16 on the US Billboard Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs, as well as its Hot R&B Hip Hop Airplay chart at 18. The song peaked at number 38 on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart, number 10 on the Hot Rap Songs chart, and number 39 on the Radio Songs chart. The song was also featured on soundtracks for the hit movies like Too Fast, Too Furious. Okay, it was the second one, my bad. And You Got Served, as well as the video games Madden NFL 2004, Def Jam Vendetta, Def Jam Fight for NY, where Budden appeared as a playable character. The song received a Grammy Award nomination for the Best Male Rap Solo Performance at the 46th Annual Grammy Awards. Whew, that is pretty good, man, to have a number 1 song right off your first album. That's pretty good. I mean, that's what we all hope for. I mean, a lot of people are not that lucky. A lot of times it takes a lot of singles to figure out which one works. Albums later, which one is gonna work? Is this one my style? Da 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 da. He hit a home run right out of the bat, so that's pretty good. But what is not good is that for 5 years he couldn't release another actual studio album. A couple mixtapes. I said 6 years before. Again, my bad. 5 years. Which sucks. I mean, especially in this day and age. I mean, that is forever. Do you believe it's been over 4 years since we've heard a Kendrick Lamar album? It's been that long. Yet he is still praised as the number 1 rapper. But not everybody has that opportunity. Not everybody can actually live up to that potential. I'm not saying that Joe Budden wasn't a good rapper, but it does suck for 5 years not to be able to come up with your own second album. You know, it sucks. It really sucks. And, you know, and he came out with mixtapes. You know, it says here mood music. You know, so he's in a bad mood. He's telling the whole fucking world, you know, how he really feels. The worst of Joe Budden. Another one, Can It Get Any Worse? You know, I'm not making up these titles, guys. This is how he probably felt, you know, and he let it bleed out into his music, you know, which a lot of artists do. I'm not condemning him for that, but at the same time, you know, it looks bad. Let's just say that, you know. But again, I feel his frustration, you know. But, you know, he's just, sometimes you just got to get off the label, do your own thing. And that's what he did. December 2007? Budden signed a multi-album deal with Malaka Digital. His first release on the label was Mood Music 3, the album. On February 26, 2008, a retail version of his mixtape Mood Music 3, For Better or For Worse, released previously on December 15, 2007. Although it sold poorly, the album received universal acclaim from critics who praised Budden's willingness to discuss his personal issues, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing. I mean, some of the best movies out there are panned, especially comedies. Comedies are always panned, but they know it's funny, and who gives a shit? What I'm trying to say is the music will always speak for itself. Okay, so if something's not a commercial success, it sucks. And of course, I'm sure that probably made him more pissed off because, I got all this shit to get off my chest in the last 5 years, But at the same time, I mean, it just sucks. I had to come out 5 years later, And of course, he came out with albums after that, and I'm not going to get that much into that. I'll just say this: I don't know a lot about Joe Budden's music. I really don't, honestly. I really don't. He's one of these guys, though. I'll say this: his mixtapes, for the most part, are better than his albums. And then his one mixtape here became an actual album, and I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm a white guy from Toronto. Okay, like a lot of times, I have no idea what the difference is between a mixtape and an actual album. In some cases, it's pretty much the same thing. I almost feel like, it's kind of like like saying like a Spike Lee joint. You know what I mean? Like, so when you say that, it's a movie that not a lot of people will know about, but it's good. And then when you say, it's a Spike Lee movie, okay, a lot of people know about it, and now, it's more acclaimed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a simple way of saying, here's my music, judge it. If you don't like it, fuck off. But at the same time, if you put on a major album for a label, the label's going to want success off it, Hence the 360 deal. And that's where you get stuck, And I feel sorry for a lot of artists. They just, all they want to do is just express their opinion, But at the same time, you got to figure out a way how to do it. You can't, just go out there and, say, fuck this person, fuck this, I'm going through this, and it's your fault. And you know what? In the end, it's your fucking fault. That's the problem. I mean, we're all pissed off today because we're, stuck inside for the most part, and we can't go out, and it's just very frustrating, So imagine, same thing, if you're a guy like Joe Budden at this time. You want to release your music. You want people to know your shit. You want to be loved, but it's not going to happen. And you got no choice but to switch labels and see what else you can do. And sometimes you can team up with other rappers, and that's exactly what Joe Budden did. He teamed up with a little-known group called Slaughterhouse, and then at one point he signed with Shady Records, which is Eminem's label. We all know that by now. Shady, Aftermath. But, again, that didn't seem to work out either. Great songs, though. They came out with good albums. But again, they weren't really critically, critically, acclaimed, but not commercially successful. But what good music is? I mean, think about it. I mean, you have all this good music, and nobody's gonna really care if it's that successful. I don't even know how most artists make money today. I mean, ever since, let's just be honest, like Napster hit. I mean, it's gone to shit. We're all guilty of it. Getting music for free. It's our fault, guys. I mean, really, it's gotten to a point where your album is basically, it's like your business card. Oh, here it is. If you like it, cool. If not, we'll talk about making some deals. Maybe we'll get some a clothing line going and sell some liquor, or something else to make money. It's almost impossible to make money. It really is, you know. And then on top of that, you're in a group of 4 people. You know, you got Crooked Eye, you got Royce the 5'9", you got Joel Ortiz, and Joe Budden. And of course, Joe Budden, I don't know, he was pissed off at Eminem for a while, and he's like, fuck it. I mean, he badmouthed his own record label owner. Like, dude, I said it before and I'll say it again. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. I get it, you're pissed off and life hasn't worked out for you, but holy fuck, dude. I mean, you got a great opportunity here, man. I mean, let's just see what happens here. You know what I mean? And again, he just fucked that one up too. I mean, it's just a repeated pattern. I mean, again, you know, like, you know, you look at some of these albums, like Moon Music 3, the album, you know, good tracks on there. Halfway House, Padded Room, Escape Room. Are you seeing a pissed off theme here? No Love Lost. All Love Lost. Rage Against the Machine. I haven't listened to Rage and the Machine. Whatever, fuck. You see, that just proves to you I'm a 90s kid. But, you know, collaboration albums. Slaughterhouse. Welcome to Our House. You know, he keeps trying to reintroduce himself, and look, let's just be honest. I pretty much knew that a guy like Joe Budden it's not going to work with a group. Again, I don't know how any, like, how many rap groups do you see today? Let's just really be honest. I mean, no one's going to top Wu-Tang. And even all those guys had to make separate albums to, you know, make some decent money. You know? And again, it's not all about the money, guys. I'm not trying to say that. But, I mean, it gets to the point where it's like, yeah, I mean, there's no point working, you know, if you're not getting it. You know? It's frustrating. It really is. And again, it didn't seem like things went well there. And, of course, he left there. And, you know, and this thing that just happened recently with him, you know, firing this guy. And, yeah, it's... I think in many ways, you know, let's just be honest. I'm not trying to play, you know, Freudian here or nothing. But, I mean, let's just be honest. It's pretty obvious that, like, he's just firing himself. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, the guy just wants to be alone and do his own thing. And, I mean, if you think about, like, all the shows, you know, Complex and the culture there and his podcast, like, he can't seem to do anything on his own. And I think that's all he wants to do. And I guess it just must be frustrating for him because, you know, like I said, it's clearly he wants to do something on his own, but he just can't pull it off. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, the only thing he could pull off was his albums. And even that didn't, you know, give him that much success financially, you know. Critically, okay, you know, but I don't know. I think some people are just, I think they're just meant to be alone. I really do. You know. It's just one of those things you just, you know, you gotta look yourself in the mirror one day and just say, you know what, like, I'm, like, this is me, you know what I mean? And either love me or hate me, but don't take it out on other people, you know? I mean, to fire a guy live on the air, you know, and like I said, like, he took it off like an hour later or something. I mean, you know, it's clear, like, it clicked in, you know. I'm assuming he's bipolar. I mean, this is like really, you know, this is the classic behavior of that. And you know, if Joe, it's something I want to say to Joe Budden. Like, if you want to do shit on your own, do it on your own. Okay, don't have like that cushion of people around you, and you know, like even with your podcast, it's pretty obvious. Like it's all you, and you're just getting people there to kind of help you out and cushion the blow and all that. But you know, just in the end, be yourself, man. Like, just, you know, and it's obvious that you always will be, you know, but just live up to it. You know, just do what you got to do. Like this podcast, I love doing it by myself. I really do. My goal in life would be to actually do like a group podcast one day and do something like with different people. But this specifically, I love doing on my own. And I know the only way it'll be done right is if I do it on my own, because this is just me talking into a phone, not even a fucking microphone, because there's like 5 people that listen to this shit. And that's cool. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like for me, this is like absolutely perfect, you know? And I found out recently that 1 in like 200 people have a podcast in the world or something, which I still don't believe. I don't know, because I just don't believe it. But, you know, just be yourself, man. Like, just do you by yourself. That's it. I mean, you know, we're tuning in to see you, you know, and if you don't like the people that you work with, why the fuck would you hire them? And on top of that, you fire them like live on the air. Like, I mean, how the fuck do you think that feels, man? I mean, you mean fired from shit, you know, like hasn't worked out with you and labels and the TV show you were on there. Was he on Love and Hip Hop or some shit? I don't know. Fuck. I don't know anybody that watches that either. But you know, I'm sure it's good. I don't know. Wasn't Cardi B on that, or I don't know, whatever. Yeah, you know, like. Just be yourself, man. That's it, you know? Like, fuck. Who cares? One of the most memorable things he did was just being himself on Complex, arguing with a younger rapper about what you should do. There's a way to do things. You don't have to yell at the person and, you know, just berate them for no reason. I mean, just, you know, and if that's what you want to do, fine. But, you know, I got news for you, man. You're not going to have anybody around you to do it with. You know, it's just, you know, and I think deep down he knows that. Just be your fucking self. That's it. That's the best advice I can give Joe Budden. You know, be yourself. Do things by yourself. I'm going to say it again. Be yourself. Do things by yourself. Until he does, I hate Joe Budden.